Silver Underground Podcast, Episode 2. We made it, everyone. Thank you, everyone who listened to the first episode. Really appreciate it. And thank you for joining me again. If you're new to this podcast, if you missed Episode 1, that's totally cool. This podcast basically covers forgotten, unknown, lesser known, critically panned movies, and I basically decide if it is worth your time or not. So, some time ago, my wife and I was scrolling on Amazon Prime, and on the suggested for you little section of Amazon Prime, there was a movie that caught my attention like a fish on a hook, just instantly got me. And I know I had to watch it. The title alone caught my attention. And we're talking about Trump versus the Illuminati here. With a title like that, how can you not? I mean, look at the poster. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like just epic garbage. I had to know what it was about, so of course I saved it. I had to see, and I just decided let's do it for episode 2. So here we are, Trump versus the Illuminati. Oh man, where do I begin? So, Trump versus the Illuminati is a 2020 animated sci-fi movie directed by BC-14. Totally a real person. It's also written by BC-14. I'm not kidding. I'm looking at the IMDb page right now. It says BC-14 right there. The synopsis of the movie is a clone of Donald Trump survives the Earth's destruction by stowing away aboard the last space-bound shuttle. At the same time, across space, the human race continues to fight a costly battle against Illuminati forces. I mean, come on. This movie was something else, man. This is another long movie. This is another short movie. It's only an hour and 10. And it was something. So I'm going to do my best to summarize this movie because honestly, I watched this movie yesterday and I tried to record it the same day because I just knew I was going to forget what happens in this movie. A lot happens in this movie. In this short time, they managed to cram so much shit into 1 hour and 10-minute long movie that really doesn't need to be in there. The movie starts, it takes off just sprinting. No joke, I had to actually pause the movie real quick because usually when you start a movie, the title sequence will come up or, the title for the production company will start. There'll be a couple of them. This one, it has the title and then it quickly just jumps right into the movie. And the movie starts off with a trailer for the movie. It was really odd. It just summarizes the whole movie. Trump is a clone created by the Chinese, and a nuclear war breaks out on Earth or something. And the clone of Trump manages to stow away on a Chinese spaceship, and he gets launched to space. Where he lives on Mars for the next 1,000 years or something. I mean, and again, that's all summarized in the trailer at the beginning of the movie. Then the title comes up, Trump versus the Illuminati. And then it cuts to a scene of Aleister Crowley, who is an alien. He is a part of the Illuminati. And he is talking to... he's in a pyramid or something. He's talking to like a pharaoh, and the pharaoh is talking back. And I mean, right off the bat, the animation is god fucking awful. Okay, I'm not expecting Pixar, Disney level quality of animation from a low budget movie like this. And I'm convinced they had to have used a video game engine or something. It looked a lot like Mass Effect or even Halo at some points. I don't know. I couldn't find anything about this movie besides that it had a theatrical run, and I'll get into that in a little bit. The fact that this movie even got a theatrical run, holy shit. But yeah, the animation, it's so bad. The dialogue doesn't match up with the mouth movements. The lip sync doesn't match up. And the dialogue alone is so bad. But there's so much fucking exposition in this one scene that they just dump on you. And, I mean, basically all you need to know is there's a prophecy, and Trump is a part of this prophecy to destroy the Illuminati. And then it cuts over to Donald Trump, who is driving around Mars, and he's monologuing about I don't really know what. A lot is said, but nothing is coherent. You know what I mean? It's very just a lot of nothing. He's driving, he's talking, and he's talking about some character named Major Tom. And Major Tom is one of 100 side stories or subplots in this fucking movie that has nothing to do with the overall plot. But I guess Major Tom is losing it. He's not eating. He's not thinking straight. Even though this whole conversation, Major Tom seemed fine. He's just floating around the International Space Station, communicating with Trump on Mars. But the dialogue in between, or the dialogue between two characters, the scenes that they use, they reuse over and over and over and over again. They may change the order of the scenes used, but it's the same animation or it's the same shot back and forth of the characters talking, and then it just ends and it goes back to Trump driving around again. And honestly, that's the whole fucking movie. It's just Trump or anybody just monologuing, giving you so much exposition and expecting you to remember it. Eventually, Trump runs into this other alien who is I don't remember her name. I think it's Kali or something. But she is the leader of the Atlanteans, who is part of a resistance to fight against the Illuminati. And she wants Trump to join forces with the Atlanteans to help defeat the Illuminati. And he gives her the whole "I'm retired" type of speech. And I mean, I'm not going to try to do a Trump impression. And by the way, the guy who plays Trump, Timothy Banfield, one of the worst Trump impressions I've ever heard. I mean, it's fine for what this movie is, I guess, but overall, there's better Trump impersonators out there. It then cuts to Trump sleeping, and he has as the movie quotes, a vivid dream about his wife. And the vivid dream is literally a black screen, so I don't know if they just forgot to put it in or not, but that scene happens and then it ends. And then it cuts back to the Illuminati forces, Aleister Crowley, and he's saying how he knows about a prophecy and they have to go to Mars and kill Trump. So he sends some Illuminati soldiers, which are just more aliens, and they are the stereotypical, like, green skin, big head, big-eyed aliens. He sends an army of Illuminati soldiers to Mars. They set up like a camp there. Trump comes across this camp, and it cues the fight scene, the first action scene of the movie. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the trailer for this movie, like, look, the animation isn't great, but the action looked passable. And this action scene between Trump and the Illuminati soldiers is so underwhelming. For starters, the music volume is lowered. I thought that there was something wrong with my speakers. I actually turned it up a little bit. But the music is lowered, and also the grunts when people are fighting, that's lowered too. Just the audio is lowered. And there's so many like quick cuts, and it's just a very long fight scene between Donald Trump and the Illuminati soldiers. It's fucking stupid. There was one part I noticed where there are 2 dead soldiers lying on the ground. I guess we missed him fighting them, but we didn't, because when Trump defeats the one soldier, knife combat, whatever, the 2 that are laying down just stand up and they start fighting. But they don't stand up in the way you think. Like, they don't get up like how you and I get up from the floor. They just cut to them already standing. And that is something that also happens in this fucking movie. The continuity between scenes is so bad. Between fucking scenes. Like, there are scenes, and I shit you not, where like say somebody is going to walk through a door to go outside. It shows them walking toward the door, and then the next scene, they're already outside in a field, and like the structure that they were originally in is nowhere to be found. You have to at least show them walking outside and then be out in the field. There's so many scenes like that. But yeah, there's a fight. Trump wins the fight, and then it cuts to. Okay, stay with me here. Because this is one of many characters that show up that just fucking... Van Helsing shows up. And Van Helsing is a resistance soldier in space. He is sent on a mission by the Queen. And by the way, Van Helsing almost exclusively talks in sexual harassment. He is the horniest fucking character of any movie I've ever seen in my life. The way he talks to the Queen is just like, what? And it's supposed to be like enduring, I guess. I don't know. But it comes off so weird and so off-putting. But he's sent on a mission to get intel or something. And on his way out, he recruits his best friend, Bigfoot, to aid him in this quest for intel. And Bigfoot is exactly what you expect in this kind of movie. He's just a big fucking dude. His teeth is always showing. His mouth just kind of opens and closes when he talks. There's nothing there. And he is the most stereotypical like party bro dude. Like, yeah, dude, let's go kick some Illuminati ass. It's so fucking weird. Yeah, it cuts back to Trump. He's back on, he's still on Mars. And more Illuminati soldiers show up to fight Trump. And by the way, Trump is always in a space outfit with a tinted mask or a tinted helmet. And honestly, this movie would have been so better if it just stayed like that, because there are shots where it shows Trump's face behind the tint, and it looks about as well as you'd expect. It's just a weird rendering, a weird animated rendering of Donald Trump's face. Extremely bloated. But he's about to, it looks like he's about to fight these, I think it was 5 soldiers. And Trump just starts dancing. He says, computer, play my favorite mix. And then just starts fucking dancing in front of these 5 aliens. And these aliens just awkwardly stand there. No expression. One, I think, kind of bobs its head a little bit. One of the 5 has some sort of character or personality to him. The other 4 are just standing and staring blankly. They don't even look at him while he's dancing. The dancing animation is fucking awful. But it's just a weird fucking scene. And it made me think, because up to this point, I couldn't tell if this was a comedy, or a parody of some sort, because it's pretty straight, like, serious. There's some jokes here and there, but even this part, as bizarre as it is, I still can't tell what this movie is trying to get at. But Trump has his one-man dance-off, and then he's beamed into space for some reason, and he's taken into the Atlantean ship, where they give him a spaceship to fly off to go defeat Satan. And because Satan is the leader of the Illuminati. And I shit you not, they give him a Halo Pelican. It's changed a little bit, so this movie can avoid any kind of legal issues with Bungie or 343 or Microsoft, whomever would go. I don't know who would go after them. There's no point, but it's clearly a Halo Pelican. Cuts back to Van Helsing. He makes it onto a Illuminati ship, and a fight scene happens. Again, for some reason in these fight scenes, the music, the audio in general is just lowered. I don't know why they do this. It's weird. It's fucking stupid. But up until this point, it's very clear, like, the for the most part, the aliens, the stereotypical aliens, are the Illuminati, and then these, like, weird robot space marine armored looking things, they are the Resistance. With the exception of the Atlanteans, they were, typical alien too. But when Van Helsing is on the ship fighting the Illuminati, he's fighting another person that looks exactly like him. So you can't tell what the fuck is going on, like who's winning and who's losing, who to root for. Someone wins, and it turns out to be Van Helsing. And somehow Crowley gets captured by Van Helsing, and he is taken back to the Resistance ship for questioning, where more exposition is dumped on us. I can't even tell you what the exposition is, because it really doesn't fucking matter. The Resistance injected Crowley with some sort of serum, and I know that they explain what the serum is, but again, there's so much fucking exposition getting crammed down my throat at this point. I don't know what the serum does. I don't know if it's a truth serum. They say it's an experimental serum, but I guess it can kill him or something. But I don't know if they get any information from him, honestly. A whole lot of fucking nothing is said in this scene. And then it cuts back to Trump, and he's being told that he has to go to hell to fight Satan, to destroy the Illuminati. And the portal to hell is on Earth. Where on Earth is this portal at? It's in Dubai. So when the nuclear fallout happened, the only city that was left untouched was Dubai, because Dubai is the portal to hell. Oh, fuck. The shit that I'm saying, it's just coming to me right now. The shit that's coming out of my mouth right now is so fucking ridiculous. But that's exactly what happens in this movie. So, and this is where the continuity between scenes is honestly the worst. Because we see Earth, we see that it's, we only see like a few locations, but we do see that it's just, nothingness. Everything's destroyed. And Trump is monologuing about how he has the memories of his original self, but because he's a clone, he can't differentiate the memories. He can't act upon the memories or something. There's like a barrier between like his original self and his clone self. And he's talking about New York, and then the scene ends with him. well, I guess the next scene begins where he's walking in a building and he comes across a man and he asks, "Hey, do you know where the portal to hell is?" And the man just says, "I don't know." And then the scene ends. It's and it's fucking stupid because then the following scene after that, I mean, shit happens in between. There's like a fucking space battle that's going on, and I'll get to the space battle in a second. But like after that scene ends with Trump talking to just some random fucking dude, he's all of a sudden in hell. So the scene, let me just do a play-by-play real quick. He's talking about New York. So when he lands and he's walking around, I'm assuming that he's in New York right now. But maybe he's not in New York because he's talking to some guy asking him where Dubai is or where this portal to hell is. The portal to hell is in Dubai, so then he has to be close to Dubai. But he was talking about New York, so I'm thinking he's in fucking New York. And then it just fucking cuts to him already. It didn't show him finding the portal. We don't know what the portal looks like. We don't see him go through Dubai and say some stupid shit about Dubai. He's just already in hell. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's insane. They just, like, were there parts that they meant to put in? Did they just forget to edit scenes into this movie? I don't know. But yeah, there's a space battle happening because this is the big epic finale. You know, there's a space battle happening while Trump is looking for the portal to hell. And this space battle, it's built up. And I don't know why I was getting excited for it. But I was kind of pumped leading up to the space battle. Like, cool, you know, the fight scenes itself, while they are poorly done, at least, like, you know, you can't fuck up a space battle. At least I thought. You just gotta show a bunch of ships flying around, shooting at each other, and a few explosions here and there. And they couldn't even do that. It's just weird, awkward shots of ships kind of flying in formation. I think they shoot at one ship, and that's really it. Like, there's nothing happens. It's anyway. Trump makes it into hell, and he meets Satan. Satan is in a wheelchair for some reason. I think the Kennedys paralyzed him or something from the waist down, and now Satan is in a wheelchair. Satan, he's an alien, and you know that's fine. That keeps, at least there's some continuity where the bad guys, like I said, are aliens and the good guys are these robot marine guys. But he's talking to Trump, and there's still so much fucking exposition that they don't go anywhere with. Like, this is the finale, right? This is the climax of the movie. All the exposition that they have been dumping on you for the last hour, it's all going to lead to this, right? Oh, and by the way, the whole Major Tom storyline doesn't fucking go anywhere. Nothing happens with that. Yeah, he's just talking to Satan, and it cuts back to space, and the Resistance and the Atlanteans, they blow up the one Illuminati ship, and they just start celebrating because they defeated the Illuminati, even though, like, they didn't defeat the Illuminati because Satan's still alive. And that's even said. I forget who. I think it's Crowley actually says that. Like, it doesn't matter. Satan's still alive. You didn't do anything. But they just ignore him and they start celebrating. It's fucking. And cut back to Trump talking to Satan. And Satan, upon hearing that the ship is destroyed, he recruits another army from beyond space to assemble. And then this is where we get so many more. We get the Wolfman, okay? We get a talking shark. We get a talking alligator. We get a lobster that's supposed to talk, but they forgot to put any dialogue in. The Headless Horseman shows up, and some weird blob-looking thing. And then, like I said, Satan is an alien, okay? Traditionally, Satan is depicted as a demon with, horns and red skin and big, typically. A fucking demon with big horns, jagged teeth. He didn't have the red skin, but they had a Satan-looking model creature already. Why the fuck couldn't he have been Satan? It would have been, and admittedly, this model creature thing, it looked pretty cool. Why couldn't he have been Satan? It would have been the only thing that made sense. That's probably why they didn't do it. But they are recruited. They're coming together, and Satan says to Trump, whose side are you on? And Trump says something stupid. And then the movie just fucking ends. The movie ends right when shit's like the actual climax is going to happen. They just decide, no, fucking sequel bait. What would the sequel be? I don't fucking know how they would pan that out to be another hour and 10 minutes, but this fucking movie, man, pissed me the fuck off so much. It's just an hour and 10 minutes long of exposition just getting skull fucked into your brain. To the point where, like, you don't even really fully know what's happening. I mean, you get what's happening. It's very linear. It's not a straightforward movie, but I mean, fuck, I don't know what I would rather have, because last week there was no plot and it still managed to have something at the end. This movie has so much fucking plot and they don't do anything with it. So is this movie worth your time? Fuck no. This movie is so not worth your time. It's not even enjoyable. It's the equivalent of watching like a little kid play with his toys or their toys, whomever, and you asking them to explain what's happening, and it's just them going and then for an hour straight. That's the that's what this movie is. The animation is it. I'm torn on the animation because there are some well done-ish shots for the type of movie that this is, a low budget animated movie. There are some decent shots that they managed to get, and the graphics from the whatever the animation this is, it can be decent, but there are so many other shots where it's just poorly rendered, or it's poorly shot, or I don't know. It's just and they can't film an action scene to save their life in this. Look, I can't do any better because I've never made a 3D animated movie, but fucking Christ, man. I understand why the director and writer's name is BC-14, because if they actually put their real name on here, man, I don't think they'd be allowed to make a movie again. And the fact that this movie actually got a theatrical release, I'm reading on the Wikipedia page right now. The film had a limited theatrical release in select theaters in the United States and Canada on October 6th, 2020. And then it was afterwards released on DVD and digital services like Amazon and whatever. And there's a fucking prequel called Bigfoot versus the Illuminati, also directed by BC-14, that came out the same fucking day. This guy was busy. And honestly, Bigfoot was the best character out of this whole fucking movie anyway. The fact that a theater looked at this and said, yeah, we'll have this in here for a night, is fucking jarring. If this movie's ever recommended to you on Amazon or whatever, it says Vimeo and DirecTV. If this is on your suggested, you should cancel your subscription service right then and there. This movie is just insultingly bad. It's so fucking... It's not fun. There's barely anything redeeming about it. It's not worth your time at all. Don't watch this fucking movie. I'm so fucking pissed and drained right now. Just mentally exhausted, trying to remember what happens in this movie. And I know that I missed out on a bunch of stuff. But like I said, this movie, it throws so much at you and nothing sticks. They don't follow through on anything in this fucking movie. This could have easily have been a 30-minute, 20-minute movie if they took out almost all the subplots. And honestly, like, if they never showed Trump's face, this could have been fucking anybody. It didn't even have to be Trump. It could have just been... It could have just been Major Tom. If you guys like this episode, please give me a follow on all my social media. I'm on Instagram at the Silver Underground Podcast or Silver Underground PC. I'm on Spotify, Silver Underground Podcast. I'm on SoundCloud, Silver Underground Podcast. And thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys next week.